Hello everyone and welcome back. Hope we are well. So guys, today we're going to look at a watch which is historically quite significant and in my opinion is one of the best chronographs that money can buy. But once again, before we start with the video, if you like this channel and like my reviews, please subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, leave a comment and help in keeping this channel alive on YouTube. So guys, we are talking about this Bulova Lunar Pilot, and in my opinion it is one of the best chronographs that you can purchase for $390 that I paid for this watch, and that is 390 Aussie. That's not the retail price. The retail price is 850 bucks, but I've been keeping an eye on this watch for the last 6 months or so. It has been continuously advertised at around 440 bucks, and it is still advertised at that price today. But I managed to score even a bigger discount on this watch and paid 390 bucks. I checked out Jama Shop this morning and they had this watch advertised for 290 US, even though the watch was sold out. But just to give you an idea, you know what you can expect to pay for this watch if you're in the US. Absolutely fantastic looking watch. There's only a couple of things that I can think of why people can say no to this watch unless you have other reservations about this watch. One is the case size measures at 45 millimeters on this watch, and that definitely rules out people with smaller sized wrists. Even with people with medium sized wrists will struggle to carry this watch without having some sort of lug overhang. People with bigger size wrists will have no problems. I think they will be able to carry this watch without having any problems at all, and it will look absolutely fantastic. The other reason is your lug to lug distance on this one, which measures at, or I measured it at 52.5 millimeters. I think once you start getting close to that 50 millimeter lug to lug distance territory, I think you start to sort of rule out a big segment of the market. Even though there's a fair bit of curvature to the lugs, as you can see, but about 52.5 millimeter lug to lug distance is still a fair bit, and I can understand why people will look at the case size and the lug to lug distance and they will say no straight away. I've got a 7-inch wrist. I'll give you a wrist shot a bit later on in the video to show you how it stacks up on my wrist, but staying on the dimensions, the case thickness on this watch is 13.5 millimeters, and as you can see, that sapphire crystal on the top does add a fair bit to the thickness as well, and it does stick out a fair bit. There's no protection or casing around that sapphire crystal. I've been really careful and cautious about this sapphire crystal when I've been wearing this watch to make sure I don't knock that sapphire crystal on a surface or on anything. For that matter, and I don't want to end up with any chips on that glass, and that will be one piece of advice that I'll give to everyone about this watch. The lug width is 20 millimeters on this watch, so plenty of options out there for when it comes down to straps or bracelets, whatever you like. You'll be able to find something that will fit this watch. This is not the original strap that this watch came with. This is a sailcloth strap that I purchased for this watch. I wanted to try something different, and I think it doesn't look that bad with this watch. I'll keep trying other options as well, but just to show you what I had originally with this watch was this nylon strap. I wore this watch with this strap for a couple of weeks, no problems. Really nice looking strap, really comfortable on the wrist as well. The quality is really nice. You can see that Bulova marked or printed on the on the strap and on the tang, on this tang buckle as well. So that's the original strap for you. You can have this watch with other options as well. I think there's one with the stainless steel bracelet, with the leather strap, I think, as well, and there's special editions out there. This one is without the date complication. You can have this watch with a date complication as well, and you will see the date window between the 4 and 5 o'clock markers. The stainless steel case on this one is highly polished. It's polished all around. There is not a brushed or matte part to this case that I can see, or I've been able to find it all. But I think the one with the date complication has a kind of matte brushed finish to the case. So if you like that, you definitely end up paying a little bit more than what I've paid for this watch because of having that extra complication. But I think if you like to have that date and you don't like the stainless steel, sorry, not the stainless steel, but the polished finish to the case, then that's another option for you. The crown on this one is signed with Bulova's logo, and so that's the case for you guys. The dial on this one is really nice, really nicely put together, so legible. I think that combination of black and white works really nicely. No complaints with the quality of the dial as well. It is kind of layered in 3 parts. If I give you a close up, you can see that that tachymeter sits a fair bit above the rest of the dial, and you have the minute track which sits underneath the center part of the dial, or the main dial itself, and then then you can see the dial. So those are the 3 layers to this watch, or the dial itself. And as I said, the black and white works really well. The indices are applied on this watch, again white indices with kind of stainless steel framing or casing around them. There is lume on this watch. I will do a lume check shortly, but yeah, the legibility of this watch is absolutely fantastic. No complaints. We got Bulova printed on the dial underneath 12 o'clock. This is a quartz watch, and you can see that subdial above the 6 o'clock with that little hand ticking away. That kind of gives it away that this is a quartz watch. This one comes with a high frequency quartz movement. You can see that 262 kilohertz written there, so that that kind of tells you that it is when I activate the chronograph movement on this watch, you will not be able to tell that this is a quartz movement. So if you want to operate the chronograph on this, just push this top pusher, and that will activate the chronograph. And you can tell now, you can see the big hand on this watch. It doesn't tick 1 second once per second. It ticks kind of 2 or twice per second, and that sort of gives you the impression of an automatic movement and not a quartz movement. Then you can see that 60-minute subdial on the left hand side as well. So yeah, overall really nice watch, really nicely put together. To stop the chronograph, you push that top pusher once and that will stop it, and then you push that again to activate it. To reset it, push the bottom pusher, and that will reset the chronograph for you. So that's the dial, and that's a dial for you. Let me turn the lights off, and we will do the lume check as well. So I really like the color of the lume on this watch. It has a really nice kind of deep blue color to it. It is it reminds me of the lume on my, at least the color on my Citizen Pro Master. And yeah, really nice. Obviously, Bulova is owned by Citizen now. I'm not sure if they're using the same lume, but it is very similar with that blue tinge to this lume. I think having any kind of lume on a pilot's watch is a bonus, and this one is definitely there. You can decipher the dial, you can see what's happening, and if I activate or operate the chronograph, you can keep a track of that hand as well. So and let me just reset it. Here you go, and back in its original position. So that's the Lume for you guys. It is definitely there, so you can see that. Let me just turn the lights back on and carry on with the rest of our review. One thing, I don't know if you've noticed or not, one thing I've noticed on this particular watch is that hand is slightly misaligned. It is definitely tilting towards the right, as you can see. I'm not sure if that's just with my watch or that's a known issue with this particular model. Let me give you a view of the Caseback as well. So here you go. As I said earlier, historically significant. You can see that information there, the provenance there. Commander David Scott wore a Bulova to Apollo 15 mission. You can see the dates there, July 26, 1971 to August 7, 1971. The coordinates there as well. There's a fair bit of information. There we have a screw down Caseback with a pull and push crown and 50 meters of water resistance. I'll definitely be keeping this watch away from any kind of water activity, even swimming and stuff like that. Definitely not taking this watch into the water because, you know, with 50 meters of water resistance and a pull and push crown, I don't feel confident in taking my watches for any kind of water activity. But you can see that the information here, high performance quartz, that's the movement in there. That the stated tolerance on this movement is plus to minus 10 seconds per year, so highly accurate. This movement, and you can see sapphire crystal, and that's the reference number or the model number for this particular watch. So yeah, guys, that's the watch for you. A really nice looking watch. I think for a $390, this watch is an absolute steal, and the history that comes with this watch, the provenance is there. I mean, you know, if the Omega costs in thousands, nothing against that watch. I mean, that's a fantastic watch as well. But if you don't have thousands of dollars to pay or spend on one watch, then this is without a doubt, this, in my opinion, this is your next best option if you're looking for something similar or something in that pedigree of watches. So really love this watch, and I'll give you a quick wrist shot now as well. As I said, I've got a 7-inch wrist. This is a big watch, can't deny that. But one thing I'm sure of is that I'm making this an exception. Even though this is a big watch, I'm definitely going to keep this in my collection. I'm not letting this go. So here you go. There's definitely some lug overhang, can't deny that. And but again, I think this watch is really nice. The presence of this watch on the wrist is just absolutely fantastic, and that becomes a talking point as well. I was talking to someone who did not know a lot about watches, yeah, but he knew about Rolexes and your Omegas and stuff like that, but he had no idea about Bulova. But he complimented my watch, and that gave me a reason to talk about this watch and talk about the brand and you know the significance of this watch. And that sometimes that just happens when people don't know about a particular watch or a particular brand, but that brand has been in existence for a long time. A watch like this gives you a reason to talk about it. So here you go. As I said, I'll make an exception. I'll definitely make an exception with this watch. I'm going to ignore the case size, the lug distance, and all those things with this watch, and going to keep this in my collection. So, guys, this concludes our review of this Bulova. Fantastic watch. Absolutely love it. And as I said, I'm going to keep this in my collection. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you with my next video shortly. Until then, stay safe and look after one another. Thank you for watching again.